Ever feel like the online marketing world, it's kind of like, well, one big puzzle, you think you've got it figured out, right? Then bam, everything changes.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
That's exactly what we're digging into today, this whole idea of, strategies changing.
QA digital ads. They were all about paid advertising, specifically on Google. They were all in on Google Ads.
Right, which makes sense. It used to be the go-to for quick results, visibility, you name it.
Exactly, but QA digital ads, they started to notice something. Costs for Google Ads. Through the roof.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of businesses. It's getting harder to justify the expense.
And not just that, they were seeing diminishing returns. Basically, they were paying more for less.
Ouch. That's a tough spot to be in, especially for smaller businesses, right?
Absolutely. Every penny counts when you're trying to grow.
Totally. You need to see that return on your investment.
And here's where it gets interesting. QA digital ads, they didn't hold back on their thoughts about Google Ads, particularly the way they handle clients.
Oh, what did they say?
They called them out for outsourcing a lot of their work to teams overseas. And according to them, these teams, they weren't necessarily giving the best advice.
Really? How so?
Well, it's like instead of focusing on getting clients results, QA digital ads felt that they were being pushed to spend more, bigger budgets and all that.
It's a common issue. The focus shifts from providing value to just increasing spending. Clients end up feeling like they're being sold to instead of being supported.
Exactly. And QA actually claimed these overseas teams were pushing like generic advice, basically cookie cutter solutions instead of looking at the client's specific industry and goals.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Every business is unique. You can't just use a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. And that wasn't all. They also had issues with Google Ads' automated bidding tools, those things that supposedly make life easier. Well, according to QA, they found that these tools were actually causing businesses to drive up their own costs.
How does that even work?
Right. It sounds counterintuitive. Well, basically, those automated tools can sometimes lead to something called bidding wars, where businesses end up competing against each other and driving up the cost per click. It's a bit technical, but basically they were paying more than they needed to.
Wow, that's actually a really good point. It highlights the importance of understanding how those tools work. Just because something is automated doesn't mean it's always going to be the most efficient or cost-effective.
Exactly. So with all these issues piling up, it's no surprise that QA digital ads started looking for alternatives. And that's where SEO comes in. And, with SEO, it's a long game, right?
Absolutely. It's about building organic traffic, creating valuable content, optimizing your website for search engines, that kind of thing. And in the long run, it can be much more sustainable and cost-effective, especially when you consider the issues with paid ads that we just talked about.
Exactly. And it seems like QA digital ads is all in on SEO now. I mean, they've shifted their entire business model. In fact, they're even planning to release a bunch of content about using SEO to grow your business online. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see what they have to say.
Me too. But the bigger picture here is that digital marketing, it's always evolving. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Paid advertising, it's still important, but it's crucial to be aware of its limitations.
Totally. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And it's becoming increasingly clear that SEO has a crucial role to play in building a sustainable online presence. So I guess the big question for all of us is, how can we adapt our online strategy in light of these changes? What should we be focusing on?
That's something to think about. It's an ever-changing landscape.
It really is.
And for our listeners who are intrigued by this whole SEO thing and want to dive deeper, QA Digital actually has a video and a blog post coming out soon called Growing Online Through SEO. Definitely check it out if you want to learn more.
Sounds interesting. I might have to give that a read myself, stay ahead of the curve.